Hi, how you going? So I've been shopping at Temu again. This time I decided to see what I could get for our Dungeons and Dragons crew. So got my package, let's go through it and see what I got. So the first thing I have is some dice. These cost me $1.96. So yeah, these are nice sort of swirly green ones. Really nice set of dice for $1.96. All right, let's see what's next. So the next thing I have is some stickers. I got about 50 stickers. It cost me $2.96. What do we got? That's kind of cool. Focus, there we go. These are actually quite cool. Beware of the smiling DM, I kind of like that one. Yeah, fun. $3. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. The next thing I have is a Dungeons and Dragons tarot deck. That's actually kind of cool. I might open that up. This cost me $5.19. Oh, that looks pretty cool. These are great. Knight, Queen, King. There we go, that was the guy I was looking for. The Fool, the best card in any deck. Looks like a nice singing bard. That's fun, I'll have a proper look through them, but that's quite good for $5.19. And next I have another set of dice. So I bought these ones because they're quite cool looking. They are sort of blood spatter. Yeah. I was wondering whether they'd actually look as good as they looked in the pictures, but they actually look quite cool, so they might be some fun battle dice to use. And they were $3.81, which seems like a reasonable deal. Okay, so the next one is more dice again, except these ones are tiny. There we go. They're tiny little full metal dice, which is actually quite cool. And there's a full set of 6 of them. I'll put in some close-ups so you can actually see them. And to go with them, I just bought this little, I think they're pill containers or something. So if I just take that off, hopefully they'll all fit. Yes, and we have a set of dice in a little container. That's quite fun. Yeah, I can carry that with me if I need to. Fun. So the metal dice were $2.96 and the tube was $1.10. So that seems like a good deal. This is quite good so far. I'm quite liking this. I'm actually quite surprised with the quality of these. Like, I know I shouldn't be surprised anymore. Every time I buy stuff from Temu, it's actually better than I expect. I don't buy electronics from there because, as you'll see from my video up here, the camera that I got from them was pretty atrocious. But things that are physical things without the electronics that are needed are actually pretty good. And yeah, for the price that I'm paying, I'm really quite happy with all this stuff. Next, this cost me $1.94. I have a little badge. Chaotic Neutral. In every campaign I play, I set out and say I'm going to be playing a chaotic neutral character. And every single time I just end up playing a lawful good or a neutral good. So this is to remind me that when we're playing, to have a little bit of fun with it, to cause a little bit of chaos and just, yeah, have fun, which is what the game's all about. So for $1.96, I'm quite happy with that badge. The next thing I have for $2.68 is a coin. This is a yes on one side, and it's got no on the other. This is in a little plastic case, so I can take it out of that. And things like this are quite useful when you're sort of the decision that you don't know which way you should be going, and you sort of try to work out the decision that your character would be taking, but sometimes they are 50-50 decisions on what you should do. So I like to just flip a coin and follow that. I've carried one of these with me before. I paid a bit more money for it then, but that's a cheap one that'll go in with all my dice and useful to add a bit more randomness to the game. The next thing out of the bag is more dice. Another mini set of dice. These are a bit bigger than the metal ones, and they're really quite cool. $2.26 for the mini dice. And I also bought this little tin to hold them. I think it should be about the right size. Let's give it a go. There we go. there we go, 7 dice in the little tin. Put the lid on. That's really cool. I really like that. That's fun. I really like those little dice. Yeah, they're tiny, but because they've got the white on the colour, they're actually quite readable. So yeah, that's another success. Okay, the next thing I have for $2.09 is a packet of coins. These were little metal coins. They're a bit smaller than I expected, but they're still kind of cool. They've still got some weight to them. They're quite cool. I've played games before where the DM will give you a coin if you've got inspiration. So having actually something physical sitting there to remind you that you've got inspiration is quite cool. So I thought that'd be a cool thing to add to the kit. There's 10 coins there for $2.09. That's a really good deal. Fun. Okay, the next thing I have for $1.78 is this dice tray. It's one of those ones with press studs in the corners, so you put them together and you have a nice felt rolling tray. That's quite cool. $1.78 for that. I have a rolling tray that I usually roll my dice in. I made it out of a book. I'll link the video here, but that's quite good, and because it folds flat, that'll be really easy to slip into the bag. That's another good deal. Okay, the next thing, this is the most expensive thing I bought at $6.79, and it is this. It's a spell template, that's what it was called, and it has different cubes, different radiuses. That's super cool. I really like that. That's definitely going into the kit when we play physically. A lot of the time we play online, but when we play in person, that's super cool. You just sort of sit that over the mini and you see who's affected by your fireball. That's fun. $6.79. It feels really well made. It's sort of made out of a thin Perspex sheet, but it's still quite solid. I'm really happy with that. And lastly, I was looking at the minis that they have on Temu, and I found that the prices weren't actually that different to going into a shop or to buying at Amazon or something like that. And the selection was really not that great. They were sort of expensive. The big minis were probably slightly cheaper than the ones you get in the shop, but given the quality control at Temu, I wouldn't really want to be spending $30 on a dragon there. I'd be getting that from somewhere where I can actually see it before I buy it. But I thought I should get some minis, so I got this packet of dragons. I paid $3.32 for these guys. Focus on the dragon, not on me. There we go. And this guy has the cool bird head. I bought 6 dragons for $3.32. I don't know how much use they'll get, but they're kind of cool things to have. But yeah, I'll put the total of what I spent on the screen somewhere here. But I'm really quite happy with what I got for the money that I spent. I don't feel like I spent a lot of money, and I've got things that I'll definitely use. All these dice are great. The spell template's probably the winner out of the whole lot. That was the most expensive thing, but it's also quite cool, and I haven't sort of seen one of them in the shops that I've been in. So that's really cool to have, but all of it's great. So Temu wins again. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you got any questions about anything I bought in the comments, or if you just want to drop in and say hi. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. Bye.